Out of all those headwinds, so I agree with you. Like, my competitive advantage is being here and knowing the neighborhoods and having contacts here, right? So even though there's headwinds, like all those other examples I've just laid out, tell me to stay here, right? Like just that in itself, I feel is an advantage. But out of all those headwinds, which one scares you the most? It sounds like you're not scared. You're staying. You're growing. But if there's anyone, if you had to pick, taxes, the financial situation of the state and the city, the politics, like which one would you say, man, this one really don't know how to battle?
Obviously, we have the tale of two cities, and it is there. There's no doubt about it. You go to the south side, go to the north side, and obviously you'll probably have an investor investing on the south side. God bless them, because that's necessary. You asked me to be in that market? No, because I have enough to deal with on the north side. But the tale of two cities of this economic disparity or this difference, which then creates the kind of crime and desperation and that causes the kind of issues that have happened more, let's say, pronounced a little over the last year. But in my markets, in my neighborhoods, they were happening pre-pandemic, right? They're happening now, and they were happening 3 years ago. So we've been challenged of that for many years. So that is a big question there. And I would say there has to be this question of, am I willing to pay more taxes to go in a fund for safety, security, schools? Heck yeah. Put me down. I'll open up a fund. Safety, security, schools. Put a separate, if someone have a plan that actually can provide the kind of security when it comes to financial security. There's food security in a lot of these neighborhoods. The safety, a lot of these neighborhoods that are having issues have a safety problem, right? I think this, and then obviously part of that is also the cops. The cops have to be trained well. Poor guys, we give them a hard time sometimes, but there has to be, I would put a fund to make sure they're being trained properly. A lot of these guys are getting exhausted and they're not being trained properly. So that's going to be that. So that's another question. Could I see myself saying, well, set up a separate tax to go into that fund? No doubt. Put me down. But the reality of it, we're already paying for it, right? In our taxes. We're already doing that. But is there something there that can, so yeah, to answer your question, that's the biggest question that we have is, fund. The whole tax question of the viability of the state of Chicago, guys. Chicago is flush. Okay, there's no question about when it comes of the city. That's what bugs me, is that we should be able to get ahead of this already. We have so much capital. There's so much wealth in Chicago. Why is this happening? So that's a huge red flag to me. Something has to be done to create to really make this bring this inequality closer together. There has to be something. And is there enough? Are we not paying enough taxes? Are we not using it well? That's a question that is kind of over my head. But yeah, that's a concern. That's it's a viable concern. But is it? But in reality, we're a lot better than we were even on that front. Outside of the anomaly of last year, when it comes to the safety and the crime of our city. I think I'd like to think that we're at the point now of tipping point. Hopefully they're close to, people starting to, okay, the whole defund the police talk. Come on, guys. Come on. What is that? That's not, come on. The truth is always in the middle. So talking on edges doesn't get the work done. So hopefully we're going to support our police. We'll also support the communities that are having these that don't have these opportunities, and you can do both. It's not one or the other. So yeah, but that is a big concern. That's the biggest concern, no doubt, no question. Even in my markets up north, same thing. I'm not immune because I have issues up north. The city has too many issues, and especially when you have the issues in the core having issues in the downtown areas. No, that's a big red flag, for sure.